Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. We're just going to have a look at a great example of how those wishing to defend their belief in the globe and try to discredit Flat Earth researchers actually demonstrate that they do not have science on their side. All they have is childish schoolyard type rhetoric, and will actually, in the process of their attempts to debunk flat earthers, will prove that any observation we make can demonstrate to us that we do in fact see that we live on a flat level earth and not a globe. So this guy, what's his name? Where's Wally? Who has now become a member of the Wolf Pack, which is a growing cult of people who wish to defend the globe, not with science, but with childish rhetoric and attacks against flat earthers. And what he's done is, in this video, he's referring to one that I did that was a demonstration that just offers up a way or a method that anyone can then go ahead and use in real life to make an observation to see whether we observe ships going down a curve or whether we see them going off into the distance on a flat surface. So the video here is Globe Science, how to make a curvature observation, ships and horizons. So I wasn't offering up any kind of proof, it was simply a method. And that would be a scientific method, because the scientific method dictates that we have a hypothesis based on an idea, and we go and make observations, and we see if those observations can be repeatable or predictable. And the whole point of this particular video was to show that by using these bottles to represent ships and two different surfaces, a flat surface, just a plank of wood, on the left, and a curved surface on the right, we can then make an observation that we can then go and use in real life and see whether ships do go down a curve or whether they go off into the distance on a flat surface. So the bottles represent ships, and the whole point of this particular video was to demonstrate that when we rise up above the flat surface, we see the surface beyond the bottle, or what would be a ship in real life, extend beyond the ship. And hopefully we can show that, where is it, at a low level we can see here, oops, if I just get my hand out of the way, we can see here that when the camera's down low, we have a horizon that is just above the bottom of the bottle. And this being a flat surface means that when we rise up above the flat surface, we can see that the surface extends beyond the bottle, and the horizon on this very short plank of wood actually rises up relative to the bottle or the ship. That was the whole point of the demonstration, so that people can then go and use this observation. It's a practical demonstration of an observation anyone can make in real life. So what this guy does is creates a video calling me Gigantor, just because I'm tall, so you know, the usual kind of schoolboy kind of name calling, and says that I've created a straw man, a gigantic straw man, and it's a fail. Again, it wasn't my video was just an attempt to offer up a methodology that people can then go and use themselves. And what this guy does is he goes and proves that the observations that we can make show we live on a flat surface and not a globe. So what I'll do, okay, he just basically refers to my video and makes some points about the camera angling and things like that, and points to other things like the wheel of the car and the satellite dish and things like that. It's interesting that he uses the alleged tilt that I might have accidentally had in my freehand movement of the camera, because in the past we've had videos, for example, by Wolfie is one of the guys that he supports, and Miles Davis, who made observations of objects and their relative position to the horizon and eye level. And often one of the arguments from the globe Earth proponents, once it's pointed out that eye level is the center of the field of view when you're looking straight ahead, the argument that comes back from the globe defenders is that tilt doesn't matter. It's all about, the horizon is supposed to be your eye level, and even if that's low down in the camera view, or if you've tilted the camera, it doesn't matter, etc. So this guy has then gone against the usual globe defender argument and said that tilt has made a difference to the observation in this case. But really it hasn't. You could still tilt the camera up and down in this view, and you would still see that the whole point of this video was to show that the surface, the flat surface, extends beyond the bottle. The curved surface is not seen even when we gain height. So he goes on to point out this and that, but the wonderful thing this guy does is actually prove that when we make an observation in real life, we see the effects that we saw with the flat plank, which show that we are seeing a ship on a flat surface. So here he's pointed out this observation of a ship observed on the left at 97 feet elevation, and it appears to be sitting on the horizon. So keeping in mind that in the globe Earth model, the horizon is supposed to be the beginning of curvature. That's where the water starts to curve away from us. And so, as I pointed out in my video, even if we gained height, we should not see any more of that surface that should be then curving down and away from us. Yet, when we compare this photograph of the ship viewed from an elevation of 363 feet, what we actually see is the surface extending way beyond the ship, and the horizon rising up to a relative position that is much higher than it was before. And of course we can see in both these images that we have what could you say here about this image on the left? Is the camera tilting up or down? Well, the horizon isn't at eye level here. The camera is obviously pointed up, and here we have something more akin to eye level with the camera is obviously a lot more horizontal in the right hand image than it was in the left hand image, and we do see a horizon that has come up to the camera's eye level as it looks straight across the surface, and again the surface extending beyond the ship. So really this guy has made an observation, or used an observation, that confirms that the same observation we see across a flat surface, as I pointed out in my little demonstration here. On the flat surface, the surface extends beyond the bottle. On the curved surface, even though the camera's gained height, we don't see the horizon rise up, and we don't see the surface extend beyond the bottle. So I really appreciate that this guy, Wes Wally, has gone and offered up an observation that proves we live on a flat Earth, not a globe, because we are not seeing any signs of curvature. We are seeing signs that we're looking across a flat surface. And it's interesting to see a few of the usual people here, and name calling, etc. Strawman, scale, what have you. Baldy Cats has come here and said superb stuff. Now this chap is supposed to be a school teacher who teaches science, and so he's joined in the name calling and the kind of schoolyard rhetoric. Of course, another phrase you'll often hear from the globe defenders is "go back to school." Well, if you want to go back and be a child, again and talk in this way, not use science but use ad hominem attacks against people, then go ahead, be my guest, because that's really not where I want to be. I'd rather use real science and talk about reality. So thank you very much for that. Love it that you've a Globe Defender has gone out and provided absolute, undeniable, observational proof that we live on a flat Earth. Thank you very much.